All right, Monica here. I'm excited to share some books with you that are good homework helpers. They're good for your little readers who are beginning to read, starting to read in elementary school, and also as just good homeschool resources, and also things for moms who like to continue to learn. So first off, this is the Not Your Everyday Illustrated Thesaurus. I love words. I'm not a jigsaw puzzle person at all. I would much rather always do a crossword puzzle or do anything to do with words, like word game type things. So we just love reading this, especially when you're writing and you want to come up with a different word other than, every cliche adjective ever. So there's all kinds of different things. You can read and find sports words, color words, seasonal words. It's just this illustrated thesaurus, and it's just so fun even to read for fun, but maybe that's because I'm a nerd, but we love it. Also, we have an illustrated dictionary, so it's much the same as the thesaurus. Very fun to read. We love to just read and discover in it. Even my 3-year-old enjoys it with me, and I'm sure in the future when we're working on assignments and things for him, we'll use it even more. My husband is in med school, but his undergrad was in genetics, and so when this was one of the new releases in January, we were excited to get it, and it talks a lot about genes and DNA and the science behind that. Super fun for the kids to learn and to have that background. It's internet linked with more references and more things online. This isn't a new title, but I wanted to include it here too. It's the Children's Encyclopedia. Yeah, I know encyclopedias, you don't really need them anymore because everything's online, but this is fun because say if my 5-year-old, when he knows how to read, when like in a year or two, wants to oh, I'm going to write a paper on any kind of topic, I can send him here instead of letting him loose on the internet, and he could make his own little paper with his illustrations. I always like to buy something that I know someone who knows it or already likes it, so I'm just going to breeze through a couple more of our favorites. Kind of for older readers, not really the baby books anymore, but just ones that we've been enjoying reading with our kiddos. This is Usborne Lift the Flap Art. I did a study abroad in Europe, and so I love that this just gives history about some famous art pieces. Those lift the flaps. Kind of a cultural lesson every time you read something, and I like reading stuff for a reason. This is Lift the Flap Picture Atlas. Obviously, we want our kiddos to know about the world around us. So you can learn lessons about who lives in places, where things are, when Grandma and Grandpa come to visit, where they're coming from. It has a big map you pull out and stick on your wall in the background. Usborne's Greek Myths. This is great, just to learn about history. There's different things. It's a fun, big purple book, and it's fun to read, maybe for older readers. We haven't gotten as much into it, but I have lots of friends who enjoy it. Usborne's World of Animals. This is a beautiful book. The illustrations alone are just wonderful when you're learning about different kinds of animals. We like to watch Wildcrats or different kind of shows, and we see the animals, and then it's fun to look them up in a book like this. It's fun to hold something when you're learning about it instead of sitting in front of the computer with the kids to look them up online. This is an interesting one. This is cool. It's Jonathan James and the What If Monster. Kind of teaches kids just about confidence and a few different things. So it said, Jonathan James always had a what if monster hanging around. And if you listen to him, things like, well, what if my friends giggle? What if it is too hard? What if something is scary? And it helps him work through those kinds of things, make those decisions, and just to learn that everyone has those kinds of feelings. And it's just fun to learn about. And there's also a plush you can order and get it with that. This is a fun one, huh, Blake? Okay, this one, 2 more. This is Lift the Flap Computers and Coding. This is semi-new. There's one more recently than this that hasn't arrived for me yet. It actually teaches the kids how to code using Scratch. But this one is a Lift the Flap, so it's really fun. You can learn all about computers, what's inside of them. It's a board book, so little kids can read it and not chew on it or make it melt. See Inside How Things Work. Nope. See Inside How Things Work. It's kind of along the same lines as the computers and coding. It answers a lot of questions. My piano students like to read this while they sit here waiting for their lesson. Just lots of general lessons, and I bet maybe they'll win something on Jeopardy now after reading this book because they'll learn something. And then last one, this is our beginner nonfiction series. They're hardback. You can get them individually for $4.99, or there's a collection. There's over 40 in the series, but you can also buy them in, I think, groups of 8 or 10 to save some money. But there's just fun little topics: volcanoes, living in space, pirates, survival, that kind of thing, and it's just fun little chapter book for little kids who are learning how to read to tackle themselves with great pictures and text. There's a few more.